You're listening to eLearnChat, where talk is knowledge.
Hello and welcome to eLearnChat, our new podcast featuring prominent leaders, shakers, and movers in the e-learning and training industry. My name is Rick Zanotti, and I'll be your host for these chats. In this chat, I'm talking with Josh Cavalier from Lodestone Digital, an Adobe certified training partner. But more importantly, a superhero, as you'll soon find out. This is part one of our interview with Josh.
Hi, Josh. How are you today?
Hey, doing well, Rick.
Good. I'm really glad you could join us. And you've got several things you're doing, which I find really interesting. Aside from the training and the blogs, you've got an alter ego. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah. So my alter ego is Captain Captivate. I mean, I hate to go ahead and give that away, but I think most people know about that. I started a blog probably about a year and a half ago, just focusing in on Captivate. With my background in e-learning, I've just kind of gravitated towards the tool, probably since authorware is nowhere to be found. I mean, it's still there, but I needed to go to another tool, so Captivate was it. And having worked with it all the way back to when it was RoboDemo, as it progressed through Macromedia and then now with Adobe, I kind of fell in love with it because it was such an easy tool to train people on. So that's my tool. And somehow, somewhere, I transformed into Captain Captivate, and I just love writing articles and sharing videos and whatnot with folks, trying to help them out with the tool.
That's great. Now, you don't have a uniform, do you?
Yes, I do.
You do?
Yes, I do. And if you go up on the blog, there is a page up there where I am dressed up, and you can see me dressed up as Captain Captivate. So depending upon the environment and where I'm at and what's going on and how many drinks I've had, I will become Captain Captivate.
That's great. So tell me, what got you into training? I know your background is as an art director, correct?
Yeah, that's right. Really, my background is medical illustration. I took pre-med and I took art and did medical legal for a while, worked at a few hospitals, and decided to do other things. Multimedia really gave me the creative bug. And that was in the early 90s. I found myself doing art direction for couple of different folks, architect firm, and just kind of bounced around a little bit. Then all of a sudden I got a job with an e-learning company based in Charlotte called Hanshaw, which was really interesting because during that time, Hanshaw was doing training on mainframe systems. Now, as an artist, that is not exciting. But what was exciting was that they were transitioning over into CD-ROM-based training, where everybody was going crazy with the postage stamp video and all these great backgrounds and 256 colors of madness, and it was a fun time. And I was with them all the way through the transition of delivery to web. I got to see the spectrum of going from mainframe to CD-ROM and then finally to web-based delivery of training. And then after that, I started Lodestone, and that's been 10 years ago.
That's funny because my background was also in I started with mainframes green screen training. That was really exciting. The transition was hitting the next button and you got a new screen. That was it.
That was it. You got it exactly.
So what does Lodestone specialize in?
Sure. So Lodestone Digital has been an authorized Adobe training partner for 10 years. That has been really our focus. We do deal with some other vendors as far as training, but the Adobe tools, starting out with Macromedia, really is at our core. So we focus in on departments that handle media content creation. So this could be a marketing department, an e-learning department, a department that focuses in specifically on audio and video content creation. We work with publishing companies. We work with government agencies, higher education institutions, any department or any organization within a company creating media content we hit. One week it could, again, be a magazine company, and then the next week it could be a web services company. It changes. I've been in Toyota plants. I've been in facilities where they're building jets. It's amazing. A lot of folks are using those Adobe products, and so we're able to go ahead and offer our services to a large range of folks.
So which products do you folks train in?
If you look at the Adobe product suite, it emphasizes or breaks out into print, web, video, and programming. So we handle all of those. One week we'll be teaching a flex class, and the next week we'll have print people in and teaching them InDesign and Photoshop. So we don't focus in on one aspect of content creation. It's really across the board.
You're also offering something new, which I found actually pretty exciting, especially when you're on the road a lot, aren't you?
I'm going to be on the road a lot this month, but it's all with really cool clients, so it's all stuff I'm looking forward to.
But you have a new thing you're offering. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, well, actually, we've been offering our new online service, which is called Lodestone Live. We ran a pilot with Macromedia at the time when they came out with Breeze. And the evangelist, who's still there, Peter Rice, we went out to San Francisco, and we presented to Macromedia at the time our Lodestone Live online training methodology. The problem was, when we did the pilot, is, well, it was the right idea, but I don't think it was the right time. You know, we'd get 25 people in the room, and it wasn't quite happening just yet. And I don't think it was a bandwidth issue. I just think it was the technology. And so, but we kept with it, and we kind of, we put it on the shelf, but we used it occasionally when we needed it for sales and marketing purposes. But we feel that now the technology has matured, and bandwidth is going to accelerate. So the environment that we have right now is just not teaching the class straight online. What we've done is we've gone ahead and combined our classrooms, one in Cleveland, one in Charlotte, which is our corporate headquarters, and one in Manhattan. We'll go in, and we have our instructors hooked up so that they're teaching in front of the students, and they're also online at the same time. But we've got it situated so that, for instance, folks are like, well, how do you answer somebody's question that's sitting down? You have to go ahead and look at their screen. Well, we'll go ahead and we'll put a wireless mic on the instructor so they can freely walk around and still talk with the folks that are online.
Oh, interesting.
We'll also go ahead and we'll mic up the whole room so that if somebody asks a question, you can hear everybody sitting in the room. And then when everyone that's online is speaking, then you can go ahead and hear them because we pipe all their audio through our speakers, which are built into the classrooms. So it's been a challenge trying to get the system set up and the instructors trained to do this properly, because there's a challenge to go ahead and do it straight online. That's one thing. But to also be able to communicate with folks that are in front of you at the same time and online, that really takes an instructor that has their finger on the pulse of what the students are experiencing. And if the information that they're giving to the student is really sinking in. Because you have the students in front of you that you can see that look in their eyes, whether they get it or not. But then you also have the folks online that you have to engage with different methods, verbally. Sometimes you have to really force feedback from them to really make sure they're understanding the concept. So it is challenging, but what we're finding is that when folks find out that they have this option of taking it online as opposed to traveling and coming into one of our training centers, they really like that option.
Need help with your e-learning development? Visit www.relate.com.